This 100% is going to have to get pulled off, and whole rim is going to have to get refinished. I'm going to bury these fish eyes. They are going to disappear. Speedokote Finish Network. All right, guys, today is the day we're going to be putting a little bit of sweat equity into my 2021 Corolla Special Edition. As you guys know, I am much more of a Honda person. But I saw the opportunity to jump on this thing, and we did. It's a special edition. They only made 1,500 of them. This super cool, sleek body kit, lip kit. It's got a cool little, it's just cool little Corolla hatchback. Today we are going to be doing some rim repairs. You guys saw that driver's side front is the worst out of the four. The other ones, did they saw some curb rash? Yes, but this is more of a touch-up situation. We could probably do that on the car, make it look halfway decent. This 100% is going to have to get pulled off, and whole rim is going to have to get refinished. So the plan is we're going to go ahead, pull off that driver's side wheel, go ahead, refinish that wheel, and then we're going to go ahead and touch up and polish the rest of them and hope it looks decent. Alright guys, so let's get started into the prep. So you're going to take 180 grit over all of the heavily curb rashed areas. You're going to sand it down. Then you're going to go ahead and take your Speedokote water-based pre-clean. And then basically after that, you're going to start to apply body filler over all those really heavily scorched areas. After that, you're going to go ahead and take a gray Scotch-Brite, sand the remaining areas, scuff the remaining areas. Sand down your body filler until it is flat and smooth. Thus for basically you're using the filler to fill in the really rough parts of the gouges in the rim. As you guys can see, if you look really close up, you can see where the filler kind of filled in those little gouges and stuff like that. And that's literally it. That's all the prep is. You're just sanding, applying filler, and then we're going to go ahead and we're taping it up now. You just see I take little sheets of paper and just kind of stuff it in there with tape. And then I walk around with the tape and I just kind of run it around the rim. And that's it. We're ready for paint. So we're going to, before we start applying the paint, we're applying the Speedokote Aerosol Self-Etch Primer in a can. This is an amazing product. Love it. Use it all the time. And as far as the actual paint we're going to be using for the rim, we got the Speedokote High Gloss Jet Black. Now, the reason why I selected this product, I didn't want to make this a project. Guys, look at this paint. Look at it. One coat coverage. That's how Speedokote does it, okay? All of their base coats, single stages, you blast it right over a gray primer, a white, it does not matter. This paint always, pretty much always covers first coat. So now, we are kind of trying to make this a one-coat wonder. Because once again, I didn't want to make this a project. This was just a rim on a used, 4-year-old used car. I was like, let me just blast one good coat of paint over it and kick it down the road and, and send it. And these are the final results. It actually dulled out a little bit because I applied too much paint for a reason I'll explain in a few seconds. Which actually worked to our advantage, which basically made it to where we did not have to polish out all the other rims like crazy. Putting your rims back on, I just set it to the 1 Ugg-a-Dug setting. Go ahead and get it, snug. And then you're going to switch it to the number 2 Ugg-a-Dug setting. And then you're going to zip in a cross, like a cross pattern, a randomized pattern. And just kind of tap that trigger. and that's it. It's on, it's tight. Never had a wheel come off, and that is it, you know. So as a final result, you know, it looks pretty reasonable. You know, it's not perfect, but definitely much better than what it was. And we didn't need a fancy wheel refinishing machine. Did it right at home, no problem. There you guys have it, DIY rim repair right at home using some basic sandpaper, a basic sander, some body filler from Speedokote, some primer from Speedokote, and some paint from Speedokote. This repair, you know, even though it was a little bit intensive, this was definitely the roughest rim. I wanted to do this one first and then assess the other ones and see what I wanted to do with them. Even this one, I think I had a labor time of maybe about an hour and a half in it, maybe an hour. The body filler was probably the hardest part, you know, making sure there wasn't any like crusty edges or rough edges of body filler that we didn't sand with our 320. But that was it. Body filler, well, first off, sand the rim, 180, apply body filler, sand it, 180, 320, little tough, quick little with the primer, self-etching primer from Speedokote. That was it. Blast it with single stage. This would have been a one coat wonder, okay? We put one coat of paint on it, looked great. Then we made the mistake of detailing a car on the other side of the shop, and there was silicone in the air, and this thing got fish eyes everywhere. I mean, everywhere. We're able to pile a bunch of more paint on it and kind of fill in the fish eyes, which, as you guys know when I tell you, whenever things start happening with your paint, sometimes just keep applying the paint until, you know, the problem is fixed, whether it's fish eyes or even if you got to run and it's all the way, say you're painting this fender here and it's all the way at the end of the panel, just keep spraying the clear until it runs off the panel, you know, and then just, you know, when it dries, just razor blade it, done. Because of the over application of the material trying to bury the fish eyes, this did dry a little bit dull, which I was like, yeah, you know, because like it was crazy. Like everything happens for a reason, right? When I did the one coat wonder, we put it on a stand, we let it dry. It was way too glossy. Like, guys, I was going to have to respray all the other rims just to be able to match the gloss of the driver's side wheel. So with the fish eyes came, I was like, holy crap. I kind of got disappointed. I got upset. I walked over to this shop. I kind of sat on the couch. I was like, you know what? I'm not giving up. I went back over there, re-taped up the wheel while the paint was wet. I just started blasting it. I was just not even caring about runs. I was like, I'm going to bury these fish eyes. They are going to disappear. Then I came in today. I'm like, oh, this is great. The paint dried kind of dull. Sometimes if you over apply a solvent like a clear coat or a single stage, if you over apply it too much, too wet all at once, it will actually dull out the finish, which a lot of amateurs in the paint game don't understand. If you keep putting on paint in one super heavy coat and you just keep applying it, they think it'll make it look more shiny. Actually, it makes it look duller once it cures. Which worked to our advantage, because ain't no way I'm going to get these factory Toyota wheels to match the Speedokote Bright, the high gloss jet black. There's not many black paints out there that can match the gloss of that stuff when it comes out perfect. We're going to go ahead, we are going to clean up these wheels and polish them up, but that's all you got to do, guys. Repair, if you just got one real wheel to repair that wheel, paint that one, polish the rest of your other wheels to kind of get it all to match, and you're done. Easy. No taking it to the dealership, no spending $300-400 from the dealer to get a new rim. You know, you can do this right at home. But that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this rim repair video. This is my first one. Never done a rim repair video. Quite frankly, I hate working on rims. This will probably be the last rim repair video you guys see. Unless it's requested, then I'll do it for you guys. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video.